All right, so air pressure was number one. Dumbest thing number two, but again, this gets into the dichotomy of leadership, was allowing myself to be pulled over. I mean, of course, I would always follow directions, but creating the circumstances under which they felt it was appropriate to pull me over for allegedly exceeding the speed limit on Wallace by a smidge. Of course, to catch me, he left black tire marks that were there for a couple weeks, but beat that as it may. Yeah, that was dumb, you know? It was maybe 2 or 3 miles an hour over the speed limit, 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. Wasn't checking, I was literally riding home from getting a new tire. That day I got a new front tire, so I was just focused on the new front tire and trying to go speed of traffic and stay out of everyone's way. And my wife had just dropped me off, and it was our anniversary. She had dropped me off at the motorcycle place, and we were picking up my motorcycle, and it had a brand new tire. And we're coming home, and all literally true. And but it did also illustrate their priorities of enforcement, because the key was stolen from my wife's motorcycle as it warmed up by an armed neighbor. And because they gave the key back, the Polk County Sheriff said there was no crime. And my wife spoke to the district attorney, and they all footballed it back and forth around, and nobody would do anything because of the friendship with law enforcement by the person who took the key. And the sheriff, basically in sheriff speak, told her that she should stay in the kitchen, and that's what she gets for being a overeducated liberal broad with a motorcycle. And I'm sure some of the viewers will be like, well, why didn't you just go punch the guy in the face? Well, that's never a solution and never something to contemplate. But you have to also realize that even if that's your style, the way these guys interact is like the Vietnam. It's such bullshit, dude. It's like, did you ever play tag when you were a kid? Okay, so they go, tag, you're it. Oh, home base, officer safety, officer safety, officer safety. You raised your voice. Tag, oh, 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 officer safety. Tag, oh, I'm a cop. Tag, oh, I'm a prison guard. So it's just the classic clown nose on, clown nose off. So the only way that you can deal with it, and the only way I would ever deal with anything, is super legal. But despite having talked to the district attorney, talked to lawyers, and people love to front that, but no, if anyone knows, you can look up the fucking paperwork. Yeah, dude, so it just shows the priority enforcement. They'd rather pull me over for going 5 miles an hour than actually enforce the law when people have pointed guns at us, and we have that on video, unprovoked, when people have spit on us, torn down our flags, egged our house, when people have stolen the key from my wife's motorcycle when the motorcycle was simply warming up on private property. They refuse to do anything. Laugh at us. But God forbid you go 5 miles an hour over the speed limit because you don't want to get run over by some drunk redneck. That would be a real issue.